Greetings from JagranJosh.com. Welcome to another episode of Being Cyberwise. Today, our esteemed guest speaker is Mr. Yasir Arafat Sheikh, who is a cybersecurity trainer, and he will be talking about ransomware in the context of cybersecurity. With extensive experience in training law enforcement agencies, Mr. Yasir has successfully trained various batches of the Maharashtra Police and has been invited to speak at numerous national level conferences on cybersecurity. He is also an active corporate trainer. I am sure today's session will be extremely informative and will help you understand what ransomware is and how to protect yourself from this threat. So without further ado, let's start today's session.
Thank you, Roma, for the wonderful introduction. So I'll be starting the session. The topic what I have kept for the session is the ransomware and its mitigation. A small intro about me, founder and CTO of McAfee Technologies. I'm a pen tester, also a bug bounty hunter, awarded as the best cybersecurity trainer for the year 2018 by the Computer Society of India, plus awarded as the Circle of Excellence Instructor Award from the EC Council by two consecutive years, that is 2021 and 2022. There are a few certifications which I have done, that is C8, CPEN, CTIA, CCISO, CNSS, OSCP, and there are a few more. Now, so today's agenda, what we'll be talking about is basically about the ransomware. How does it work? Then how an individual can fall prey to the ransomware attacks. Then we'll be talking about the data wherein the attackers or the hackers are interested in and how can they leverage the use of those data. Then what is the immediate solution or mitigations that you can take for the ransomware if you're being targeted as a ransomware attack. Then we'll be talking about the tools, if any available, to mitigate or to stop the ransomware attack. Then how an individual can have a backup for preventing their data to be compromised or data lost in the organization. Even a bit of cloud infrastructure, how it can be useful for us. So without wasting time, let's go ahead. First, we'll talk about the ransomware, what exactly ransomware is and how does it work. So ransomware, I can say it is a type of malicious program or a software which once infected in the computer, it will start encrypting your whole hard drive or the data which has been saved on your hard drive. In return, what the attacker will ask you to pay the ransom amount. Now, ransomware is basically you can say spreading via basically malicious emails, phishing emails, even sometimes via malicious website like you can say a website wherein you are downloading a software or basically cracked softwares, you can say. And in few cases, we have seen that the outdated softwares that has been responsible for a big ransomware attack. Now, the basic thing what ransomware does is it will once it is there into your computer, it will start encrypting the files, and the ransom is mostly demanded in the form of cryptocurrencies, because whenever your files has been encrypted, it will only open after you put out a proper decryption key. Now, in this cases, many people try to pay the ransom, but yes, again, they start extorting more money to you. So it is not recommended for anyone to pay any ransom to any attacker, or if you are being victim of the ransomware attack, try to you can say get the data from backup or something like that, but avoid paying the ransom. There are reasons for it, because once you start paying the ransom, the attacker will know that yes, you are in need of your data, and he may start blackmailing you more and more, and he will try to extract more money from you. And plus, there is no guarantee also that he will give you a proper decryption key. So in a scenario, I'll tell you, like, he will start asking you paying by $1, then he may increase it to $5, then he may increase it to $10 for more files. eventually getting increasing to $100, $2,000, and many things. So this is how these process works. And every time you will pay him, he will give you a decryption key for a small size of the file, and then he will ask more money to like more ransom to be paid for giving you another ransom, or another key for the encrypted files. The second part is like, what are the common ways wherein individuals have been targeted or accidentally exposed to the ransomware? Now, there are various ways wherein the individual can be targeted. Not only individuals, but the organizations are also being targeted. The first and the foremost is the email part. Everyone should be very cautious about the emails they are receiving into their inbox. The attacker plays a very smartly. They will lure you to click on any attachment or any link. Now, once you click or download your attachment, it would be coming in the form of PDF or many times into a document. You open the PDF document, and in the background you'll find that the ransomware or the malicious program has been executed, and it will start encrypting your all your files which is there onto your hard disk. So always check what kind of attachments you are receiving via email, and definitely you should first identify whether the email is actually originating from the actual sender or not. The second is the reliable sources of the softwares. Many times we search on Google about any software, and the first few links what is coming up on the Google, we try to download it from those softwares or from the websites. Now, in this case, many times what happens, like the attacker will use a technique of the Google AdWords ads, and it will start listing their website on the top. If you do not look at the domain properly, then you may download the wrong program or the software, and that could lead you that could lead you to install the ransomware into your system by yourself. The third part is like, I'm sure like in 2017 there was a huge breakout of WannaCry ransomware that actually structured the Windows operating system, exploiting the Samba services, which was used by the Windows. Many people didn't actually updated the Windows properly, or the patches which was out from the Windows perhaps was not deployed properly. So in that case, what happens was the attacker was able to execute a remote code execution on those system and started encrypting the data of the organization directly without any individual interaction or without any interaction with any physical system or something like that. It was called a zero-click exploit. Then again, what you can actually do is like, you can install a antivirus or a malware software to prevent the actual attack of the ransomware. 90% of the time your antiviruses or the firewalls would anti-malware programs will actually stop those attacks. And what exactly you can do is your backing up of your data, which plays a very important role. If you have a very good backup policy, then even if your organization is hit with the ransomware attack, there won't be a much loss. So backup of your data is very important. Second, like the third part is what type of data the attacker are mostly interested in. So first of all, the attacker will try to attack those people who are into financial stuff, like financial things or financial institutions or something like that, and they will try to get the financial data out of it, and then they will actually mold a program or more plan accordingly, that if he will be sending an attachment from, like, let's assume that people are taking life insurance. So if any victim is being keen of seeing the policies or something like that, then they will definitely attach the ransomware with their policy, or taking putting a mail in such a way that the user or the victim would be 90% of the time he will click and actually see what exactly is coming onto the email. That is one. Second is the identity theft. They do it. So whenever any kind of attack has to be planned, so they might try to steal the identity of your superior people or whom you are reporting, or which organization you are working, your colleague or something like that. They will impersonate having with the name of the colleague or something like that, so that you may fall more, like you may trust the email, and then you are likely to open the attachment or something like that. The third is the corporate espionage. Definitely, they will be looking or targeting the people who is having the business information or business logics or business solutions to the organizations. So their data should be compromised, or they're like having an idea about your competitors, what exactly their next move would be. So all those details, they try to target those people. Then definitely selling on the dark web, the data which been stolen from the organizations or from the individual or something like that, they gather all the data and then they start selling through the dark web. There are various channels on the dark web. They deal into the data, and there are huge amount of data that has been there sold with minimal, from starting from $10 goes up to $1,000 to $2,000 as well. Recently there was news coming up, like Indian Aadhaar card data was on sale on the dark web. So this is how the attacker plans. So it actually look out for the people, that amount of data which could affect, or which could be used for them to have a proper attack or to planning of mass attack of the ransomware. What are the steps that an individual or any organization should be taking if they have been attacked by the ransomware? So first, if you suspect that you have been attacked with the ransomware, then what you can do is, like, first of all, you can isolate the device, uh, the primary device on which the ransomware have worked out. Disconnect that device from the network so that it cannot transfer from one system to another, to the third system. So it cannot travel through your network. So you should actually disconnect your proper like the infected system. Second is, do not pay the ransom. Never rely on the source, because there is no guarantee that you will be getting the actual data properly. Third is, always report the incident to the law enforcement agencies. They might be able to help you out. They have certain tools or something like that that could be able to help you out, or at least try to track the person who have actually created or who is trying to attack your organization. Always have a backup into your organization, so whatever data like has been encrypted, you can actually restore the data from the backup. So you should have a very good backup policy depending upon the institutions, like for example, if it is you can say a pharmaceutical institution, the formulas and all those things plays a very crucial role. So you have to have a proper backup of it. Then definitely, if you face any kind of ransomware attack or something like that, then definitely you can ask for a professional to mitigate it. Try to decrypt the ransomware, which it is like a 50-50 of percent of the chances wherein the professional would be able to decrypt few files or important files without paying any kind of ransom to the attacker. Then, are there any tools to prevent or stop the ransomware attacks? Yes, there are few tools that can be used to attack. The first is the antivirus and the anti-malware programs. So these are the basic one which comes, like every individual can have it into their host systems or host machines, which is the primary part wherein if any attachment is getting executed or something like that, then the antivirus or the anti-malware program can stop those ransomware attack there itself. If again the attacker is very smart and he has bypassed the antivirus or anti-malware program, then there are firewalls which can prevent to like tuck like transfer the data, or if any external threat is coming inside your network, it will block that thing there itself. So that is one thing. Then again, regular backups, I told you, like eh, the only and the best way is the backup for these ransomware attacks. So regular backups is very important. So in the backup part, what you can do is like either you can back up onto any external physical drive, or you have a policy of backing up all the data to the cloud via cloud services or something like that. Again, with the fourth thing is like the security patches, which plays a very important role. So every time there is a security update, make sure that each and every host of your organization of your network is being patched up, and the software or the program, or you can say uh, the patches that has been deployed have the recent updates on it. There are incidents wherein security, or you can say the organization, have not done the patch management or the security update, and after that thing, the organization have faced a huge cyber attacks on their organization. Always use the email filtering. Now, what email filtering is basically, whenever any incoming mails is coming to your inbox, it will try and it will check whether the recipient is actually genuine or not, and it will also scan the attachments if it is coming to your inbox. And while scanning the attachments, if it is found that the attachment is containing any malicious content or the malicious program with it, there itself the email will be blocked and it will be deleted from the inbox. It won't be able, like it won't be reflecting on your email inbox itself. So it is one of the best way to prevent the ransomware attacks. Now, if you study about the ransomware attack, the most uh, easiest way to attack an individual is by sending attachment on their emails. And once the email has been hit onto their inbox, the individual try to open it, and that is the time where ransomware get executed onto their system, and it start encrypting all their files which is there onto their system. So always prefer having an email filtering into your organization, or even for the organization is like individual as well. So there was a case study. I'll be discussing this part. So I won't be telling the client name or the organization name that has been struck with the ransomware attack very recently. So there was an organization, especially in the you can say medical sector. Uh, Technically, a very big hospital was infected by this ransomware called as Rook. Ryuk, we call as RYUK. Now, this is very recent ransomware that has been come up, and the organization was also having firewalls and even the antiviruses that should be there into a normal system. But yes, this was made in such a way that it bypassed all the security mechanism, and it executed was in one of the computers on the hospital's network. And now what happened is, like, as soon as it got executed, the host machines and the machines that were connected to the host, they also started getting affected with that part. So the primary thing was what happened, like they disconnected the host machine directly from the network, and they started mitigating what exactly went wrong and how this attack was executed into the network in their network. So it was where a lot of chaos that was happening. Even they shut down their servers. They are actually, the whole infrastructure was down for at least 3 to 4 hours. Then they found out the actual point from where the attack was started, just because of they had a very good incident team. So they reported the systems and the place from where this ransomware was executing, and they stopped, or they put all the systems out of the network. And by that time, it already had done the damage, or a lot of damage into the network. So all the log files were encrypted, all the config files was encrypted, all the policies or group policies files which were capable of distinguishing the people or the accounts were also encrypted. So in this case, it was very difficult. to actually mitigate the ransomware part, because it already has done the damage. Now, in what happened, what was worst is that they didn't have a proper backup part. So they had a weekly backup policy. So yes, a week of data was lost, but there were few things which was very crucial, which as it was in hospital, so it was having uh, a latest and very real time medical data of the patients that were admitted into the hospital. So in that case, what the attacker was demanding around 150 bitcoins. So after consulting to the cybersecurity professionals and all those things, what happened is like the cybersecurity professionals was able to get the data from the backup properly. A week of data was left. So from like they they actually segregated the files that was very important to it. So they started the negotiations with the attacker. So there were few files which were very important to them, so they started negotiations and they got all the very important files which was very important, and that was very needed to restore the proper data or something like that. So they negotiated and got those files by paying the ransom of 3.797 bitcoins, which was approximately around 1.5 cr in Indian rupees approximately. But before that, they also tried to recover files from the physical system or physical servers, but definitely there was no luck, as the damage was already done before the incident or the mitigation team responded to the attack. So that was the reason. This was the whole scenario that happened in a very big, you can say, hospital. So the next question was like, what do you see as the future of the ransomware attack and how individual can prepare the evolving threat? So I've already told, like, first of all, is the individual or the organization should always be informed about the latest updates on the latest ransomware trends that is being going. So any ransomware is being struck any organization, that becomes a big headline. So the individual should at least have information or have the awareness that yes, these kinds of ransomware has been spreading over all the organization. They have to actually look out about the solutions for it. The second is the cybersecurity training, very important part. Educate yourself as well as your organization as well as your colleague about the cyber attacks that could happen, or even best practices of cyber ethics, at least for that, because 90% of the ransomware attack is being caused by a non-technical person. So if it is a technical person, which compromises around 5 to 10% of the overall, you can say overall, the you can say overall resource of the organization. But yes, the rest 90% of the resource are non-technical persons. So it is very important for an organization to give them a cybersecurity training, so they are employees or the people who are working in an organization are aware with the latest trend and have a basic cyber ethics to practice in their day-to-day life, that will help them, the individual as well as the organization, to be safe. The third is the regular backups. Now, maintain a secure and up-to-date backup. That is the main objective of it. So it is just not that you create a backup into your own infrastructure or into your own domain, so that what happens is, like, if ransomware struck your organization, in that case your backup file will also get encrypted, so it won't be having a proper solution for it. So what happens in this case, you ideally put a backup on cloud or any external device which is not connected to your network directly. So that is how you should maintain a regular backup of it. Now, backup could be daily or weekly. That depends on organization to organization, what kind of priorities they are having. The fourth part is the implement the strong security measures, like putting a strong and robust antivirus, firewalls, and intrusion detection system. In recent days, that intrusion prevention system has also been on the like in the market, and you can deploy them into your infrastructure so that any kind of attack that has been coming to the organization can be mitigated or can be stopped there itself. It will automatically detect the attacks and it will stop the attack there itself. It won't expose your organization or any individual of your organization that could lead to any kind of ransomware attack. Then, and the last part is like, if you're dealing with a huge amount of data, and if any such activities could make an organization pay a huge amount of money or something like that, then they can consider as a cybersecurity insurance that has been coming up, right? In the like in I've seen like in a year or two, people have started taking cyber insurance for their company, which itself it's good amount that the organization won't be liable to pay a huge amount of chunk to the cyber criminals, or even if any of their client is been demanding the losses of their data, then definitely the insurance will be able to cover up that part. So all these things you can actually do it to mitigate it as an individual or an organization, or you can say these are the steps what you can follow it to make sure that you are not being targeted by a ransomware attack. That's all for the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very informative session and for your valuable time.